I greet you all. There's this question that bothers so many people, most especially the Christians. The question is God approve of polygamy? Is God approve of polygamy? That's the question. Many Christians will ask, and they are afraid of it. Many are afraid of it, and we want to know whether it's approved or not. Then the question is God approve of polygamy? Should we marry more than one wife, or should we remain single with a single wife? Does God approve more than two wives, or is it only one that God approve for Christians? Because it's a troublesome thing for most of the Christians these days. Now, when I look into it, one thing I want you to do now for me is that you should know that fact has no feeling. Fact has no feeling. So let's have in mind that fact has no feeling. Then before we go further, in this video I will elaborate all that I know about it, and if you have any objection, please let me hear you. If you comment anything on the comment section, you know that I'm not the only one to read it. There are other people here who will also read it and object or say yes or no. Then the fact is that is God approve of polygamous family? My answer will be yes and no. If I should say yes and also say no, but you ask me where do I stand, I will tell you what. Now, if we look into the book of Genesis, the Bible says God created them male and female, meaning that he created one male and one female, and that was Adam and Eve, and that's God finished his creation. Then, and he said to Adam, go and multiply, subdue the earth, increase. That was God's instruction to Adam. Now Adam went further to begin to give birth to children. Now, but I also know that it is an abomination for a man to love the baby that milk him. It's an abomination. Even in my own clan, Igbo land, it is very, very highly abomination, an abominable thing for a man to begin to sleep with a child that he gave birth to. So Adam never do that. Adam didn't marry the second wife, so he remained one wife. But eventually, from his children, they give birth to, but they marry wives and continue going further and further and subdue the earth. So the question is God approve of a second, more than one wife? Now let me look at Abraham, our father in faith. Abraham had 3 wives. And where is Abraham? Abraham is in heaven. Definitely Abraham is in heaven. How do I know he's in heaven? Jesus was given a parable. He said, Lazarus, the poor Lazarus, who was begging at the house of, at the front house of a rich man, died and went to heaven, and he was at the bosom of Abraham in heaven, while the rich man who died and went to hell was begging Abraham to tell Lazarus to dip his hand into water and touch his throat because he's thirsty, which means Abraham is in heaven. Remember, fact has no feeling. This our video might take a little longer, so don't just listen, pay attention, don't bother about it. There's a place we are going to arrive, whether God wants us to have more than one wife or 2 or more, many. Now, Abraham, having married 2 wives, is in heaven. He married Sarah, he married Hagar, and he married Keturah. Yeah. In book of, you find out in the book of Genesis, chapter 25, from verse 1. You get it? And Esau, the brother of Jacob, married 2 wives. Esau should be in heaven because the Bible did not tell me that he committed any sin that will make him to go to hell. Now, Jacob is the today Israel. Today Israel, which you know very well. Jacob had 4 wives. 4 wives. He married 2 in one family. He married 2 girls, same papa, same mama. Married them 2. Leah and Rachel. He married them 2 together. And 2 other ones he married. So, but where is Jacob? That's where is Israel. He is in heaven. He is in heaven. What about Moses? Moses married 2 wives. Moses married Zipporah. He married Zipporah. Then after that, when Zipporah was one he married when he left Egypt. Now, he later, when they were on their way, he gave an instruction that nobody should marry outside Israel. If you should marry an Israelite. But he himself went and married an Ethiopian lady. You see, that was the bone of contention that made his sister and Aaron, they got angry with him. Why should you give an order that nobody should marry outside? He went and married an Ethiopian lady. And the sister was angry about it, and they were murmuring with anger about it. Being a prophet, you don't object prophet, because good prophet, prophet are those who speak the word of what God tells them to do, and whatever they do, sometimes whatever they do, they can give their own order, and it stands. So when Moses said nobody should marry outside Israel, he married outside Israel, and God wasn't angry about that. That even when his people were angry about it, God even made to the sister, send leprosy to the sister, because he was murmuring and quarreling about what the prophet did. But these days, people don't even respect the prophets. They don't respect prophets. When prophets say something, the reason because there are bad prophets everywhere too. So, but that doesn't mean that there is good one. There is good prophets. Before one. Don't be jealous, I say so. He is a good prophet. Now, David married almost 8 wives. David, and he's in heaven. What about Elkanah? Elkanah married 2 wives. Gideon married many wives. Elkanah married how many? 2 wives. Solomon have 700 wives and 300 concubines. Remember, I mentioned David having married about 8 wives himself, 6 for sure. Then eventually others follows. So if he have married confirmed 6 wives and then 8, and then 8, then plus other one, because he have 10 concubines. When his son was pursuing, he left. He dropped some women in the house before going to the other side. That made his son to came and even slept with his father's wife. Because of what? Because of the sin of adultery which David committed. Some of you these days are fond of committing sins of adultery. Remember, Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed because of what? Sin of adultery. They enjoy adultery. A man knocking another man's wife. A woman knocking another woman's husband. Sin of adultery. It's too much. And it's bad. God hates it. That's why God gives you open hand. Go and marry. The moment you see a girl to marry her. Pay her bride price. The moment you pay her bride price, you're done. They call it traditional wedding. In my language, they call it traditional wedding, but it's not traditional wedding. In my language, they call it Ebanku. It's not traditional, but you call it Ebanku. It's wedding, simple. When you say tradition and English. Which one is tradition and English? Wedding is wedding. So the moment you pay the bride price of your wife, you are good to go. Marry her. So that's why Solomon is not a kind of person who commits such an adultery. He will pay the bride price. Rather, he will pay and keep you in the house. If you want 20 wives, Marry them, pay the bride price, and bring them to your house if you can. Stop committing sins of adultery. It's bad. God hates it. In meant that God gave, there's instruction there. Thou shalt not commit adultery. I don't know why you enjoy committing an adultery. Look at it: homosexual, fornication, lesbianism everywhere. You forgot that the reason why Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed was because of the sins of adultery. A man nagging another man's wife. You see your neighbor's wife, you pick him and pick her and sleep with her. You are in for it. You must surely pay. No matter what, you must surely pay. Say it doesn't matter, but it matters. You don't play with God. You don't joke with God. Look, let me tell you. You may belittle God because you don't see him, but he's there. Let me see. God takes care of every little thing. Every little thing. God takes care of every little thing. Even a full stop, something like full stop, he takes care of it. And he created it, so he knows it, he takes care of it. Let me give you an example. If you have a book, probably which you have not used for a long time, you pick that, you let's say for a year or 2 years, you have not opened that book, pick up that book, open it, you will see some tiny moths in it, some tiny moths like full stop. That particular ant you see there, or let me just call them bacteria you see there, and there are some your eyes cannot see. Some of them, they have eyes, they have leg, they have sense, they have body, they have family, they know what they are eating, and so on and so forth. And God takes care of them just as he takes care of you. If elephant is the biggest, if elephant, or let me just say, if shark is the biggest fish in the seas, or quail as it may be, God takes care of them too. He knows those big ones as he takes care of those big ones, so he takes care of the small ones. So you are committing sin of adultery and you say it doesn't matter. Think about it. Are you not ashamed of yourself? Change your character. It's not good. Go and marry. If you want 100, marry. If you want 1,000 like Solomon did, marry. Pay their bride price and marry them. God is not angry about that. If Moses sees he should be in heaven when he already married how many wives? Moses married almost how many wives? I told you. He married 2 wives. If Moses should marry 2 wives and he's in heaven, is he you that will marry 2 and you go to hell? No. God will approve of it if you marry, pay the price of the girl you want to marry. There are so many girls out there that you can pay their bride price and marry them as man. That's why God made it. In some families, you find out that if you take a status of birth giving, you find out that the number of female are more in number than male. If you come in a house where maybe you see somebody giving birth like 5 girls and 3 boys, or 7 girls and 2 boys, and those girls need a husband. If you marry all of them, you have not committed any sin. You have no sin. Go to me if you say it's wrong. Comment on it. Let me hear you say it's wrong. Even quote the versions of the Bible. For even when I give you and I quote the Bible, I say in the book of Genesis chapter 29, Jacob, that is Jacob, married how many wives? 2. Esau, in the book of Genesis 26, Esau married, verse 26, chapter 20, verse 34. Esau married how many wives? 2 wives. Moses, in the book of Exodus, chapter 2, verse 21 and to 22, and Exodus chapter 18, verse 3, and Number chapter 12, verse 1. Go check it. Moses married. Is it David? Go and read the book of Samuel, 1 Samuel chapter 3, and follow him. You see Moses. What about Elkanah? Read the book of 1 Samuel chapter 1 from verse 2 upwards to 20. You see what Elkanah married. Is it Gideon? Read the book of George chapter 8, verse 30. Gideon married many wives. Elkanah married 2 in book of Genesis chapter 4. Verse 19, he married 2. Is it Solomon? Solomon being the king, in the first book of Kings, Solomon, go from chapter 11, verse 13. Solomon married how many wives? 700 wives and 300 concubines he married. And you are telling me that if you marry 2 wives, it's a sin? I said no, it is not a sin. You have not committed any sin if you marry 2 wives. It's better for you to marry 2 wives, 3 wives, 4 wives, pay their bride price, than you committing adultery. I need to make this video so you understand. And I told you that if you object me, right, let me hear you. Even though Christ said God created them initially male, female. Yes, Christ is right because God created them male, female. Now let me come. In the book of Genesis, when Noah, during the time of Noah, when God destroyed the world, God said to Noah, take them male and female animals, all those animals, into the ship. Was it not male and female? They took them into the ship. 1 lion, 1 female lion, 1 male lion. And from there, they will multiply again, which we see today. 1 male goat, 1 female goat. 1 male elephant, 1 female elephant. 1 male ant, 1 female ant. 1 male dog, 1 female dog. And so on and so forth. And you today will not see the fact that even if you marry 2 wives or more, God is not angry about it. Because God said, go into the world, subdue the earth, multiply. And you are not multiplying. Rather, you are committing sin to make God angry. Stop it. Samson the strong. Samson married 3 wives. Delilah and 2 others. Go and read the book of Job chapter 14 verse 16. You see that. He married 3 wives. Delilah. Even Delilah. Delilah. Such a wicked woman. Well, Caleb married 5 wives, In Chronicle. And the First Chronicle chapter 2 verse 18, you find it there. Where Caleb married, how many wives Caleb married, and so on and so forth. So it's not bad if you marry 2 wives. I was passing a place within Benin. A man was preaching there in Edo State. Somebody was preaching, and he said, you African man, you don't have sense. An Oyibo man will marry 1 wife and give birth to 2 children or 1 or 2 children, and it's done, and that's good. But you Africa will marry 1 wife, you begin to give, some of you marry 2 wives, you begin to give 3 children, 4 children, 5 children, 8 children, and you don't even have money to feed them. And he considered, see this word of God we are preaching. That's why Jesus said it's 2-edged sword. If you hold it, it will cut you. So if you don't preach the word of God, it will cut you. If you preach and preach wrong, it will cut you. So in the Bible, God gave us the chance to marry more than 1 wife. Example has come from our ancestors, Abraham and the rest. They married. That's a man from the north. When I saw his video one time, I was very happy for him. He has 17 wives and 89 children. He has. I'm happy for him. He married them. If I'm buoyant enough now, I want to marry, I can even go and marry up to 10, 20 of them and put them. I love children. I marry 20. That is if I marry them. That will not stop me from going to heaven. So long as I know I do what God wants and I pay their bride price, I'm good to go. So go and marry as many as you want and you are good to go. Stop caging yourself in the sense that God will be angry when you marry 2 wives. No, you don't dictate for God. This whom our God is. He is a person you can't fight for him. That's whom he is. One, you cannot fight for God. You cannot advise him. You cannot touch him. You can't go closer. There's nothing you can do. But he is in charge and control of everything. So when he has given you an order, he has given you an order. Go, subdue the earth, multiply. Marry as many as you want if you like. God will not get angry. God will not punish you for that. The only thing God will get angry for is when you commit adultery. God hates it. A man nagging another man's wife. A woman nagging another woman's wife. Haba. Why should you be doing so? Of all the girls everywhere you have, married in 20. You are good. God will not punish you for that. So, please, this particular message now, you can share it to others. So those people who are also trying to indulge in adultery will stop indulging in adultery and are able to go and marry some wives, some other many wives if they want. Remember, it is not a sin if you marry many. When David knocked somebody's wife, he received the punishment. And you think when you knock somebody's wife, you will surely receive the punishment. Have you read the book of Psalm 51, where David was crying to God of the sin he committed? Even as at that, David still received the punishment of that sin committed. But God forgave him. But he still received the punishment of that sin that he committed. Committing adultery, uttering the word of God. You are in for it. You are committing adultery. Sorry for you. Sorry for you. I don't know you hate yourself like this. So comment, and remember I said before that the facts has no feeling. So this fact has no feeling. I'm not saying this to please you, nor this to displease you. So you hear me? Share this particular message to others so that it reach others who do not know, for them to know. Thank you so much. God bless you.